Hey, thanks for joining. I'm Arnold, and I created Retirify because I was disgusted with what I hadn't been told about savings and retirement. Retirify is my 60-year-old self talking to my 30-year-old self, and maybe to you, teaching what we never learned about money in school. Disclaimer from my legal folks. This is my opinion. It's not financial advice. We've barely just met. Always seek professional advice and do your own research. I call this episode Retirify, Retirement Simplified. If you've watched some of our earlier sessions, we make a case for why retirement savers need to get started with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. It's like having someone show you how email works or a Google search works in 1997. We all had to start somewhere. Bitcoin, the Internet of Money, is on a similar growth curve today to the Internet. And here and now, in 2021, we're standing at about 1997 or so on the Internet growth curve. Now, with perfect hindsight, if it were 1997 and I suggested that you simplify your savings and just buy Apple, Amazon, and Google and hang on to them for 20 years, would that have been a good strategy? Yeah. You could have turned $10,000 into about $50 million. As I asked in a previous video, when would have been a good time to sell your shares of Amazon? Answer, never. Even though there were some crazy bumps in the road, the trend has been clearly just up. So it's today, 2021, the early 1997 spot in the Internet of Money. It's a chance to make things right for a do-over. I'm going to suggest that you do something great, but too simple for most. Take your $10,000 or whatever you want to start with and divide it up into about 45% Bitcoin, 35% Ethereum, and 20% Cardano. Our simple course at retirify.com, Get Started, can handhold you and get you started with this in about an hour. It doesn't get too much simpler than that. Then for the next 20 years, or at least 10 years, forget about it. Let your money work for you without you meddling or interfering. We discussed earlier that for us humans, doing nothing is so hard. But have the discipline to do nothing. Let your 21st century Amazon and Apple and Google do the hard work and the heavy lifting. Your timing is already perfect. Just get you out of the way. If you want to give yourself an advantage, do this in maybe a Roth IRA so you don't have to pay taxes. There's a link to a reputable Roth IRA company that can take care of all the details in the comments. The secret to incredible wealth ahead is to set this and forget this, to get out of your own way to prosperity. If you want to nibble at this and make weekly contributions, averaging your purchase cost for the long run, I'd suggest Swanbitcoin.com. They'll let you sign up and take a regular contribution, a weekly contribution from your savings account to purchase these things. And you can use our special link at swanbitcoin.com/retirify and you'll get $10 in free Bitcoin to get you started. Again, doesn't get much easier than that. But today's message is too simple. Buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano and go do something else for 10 or 20 years. I'm not giving you financial advice, just telling you about an investment story that you missed in 1997 that has come around again. Maybe. Retirify is about taking personal charge and responsibility for your own money, the fruit of your labor. If you enjoyed this mini session on Retirify, Retirement Simplified, please consider subscribing. Hit the like button, the bell, and share this with someone who needs to hear this information that wasn't taught in school. Please leave your comments and also go to swanbitcoin.com/retirify to find a link to start an auto deposit with Swan and get a free $10 in Bitcoin along the way to start your Bitcoin savings journey. Let us help you to get started with Bitcoin at retirify.com/get started. It'll only take about an hour to get the entire process done. And you know what? Regret is so hard. Please don't miss this second chance to build a noteworthy future. This autumn, there are a hungry horde of institutional investors ready to do the same thing that I'm inviting you to do with their funds, which amount to hundreds of millions of dollars. So do yourself a favor and potentially cut in line ahead of the surge, ahead of them, and get started today. Let's work smart and take charge of our savings and retirement. Thanks for listening. This is Arnold, and together, let's get wealthy and retire-ify.